Alright, so we just loaded into a fresh game of BeamNG, and I really don't know what I want to do or which car I want to pick, but my main goal is to build a random car that is basically for absolutely zero reason. Or pretty much a useless car, we'll say that. The first thing we're going to do is figure out what we want to use. Now, I was thinking we could use something like the Barocco Legrand, because that thing would be pretty useless. It is an older style car with pretty interesting looks, and it's front-wheel drive. But I was also thinking about doing the Ibishu Pessima, or basically like a little Honda Civic build almost, but of a, what is that, 2000s model or something? Well, 90s model. Another useless build could be involved with the Pigeon, but I think I want something that actually has a little bit more looks and weight to it. Let me go through a couple options and we'll figure it out here in a second. So I decided to go with the Legrand because pretty ugly, and as you can see here, it is a front-wheel drive car. So we're going to make this useless as possible. Let's start off with the engine. Let's just mass produce horsepower and torque gains just to make it that much less usable as a front-wheel drive car. We should get a lot of torque steer. Just max everything out here. Ultra heavy duty engine mounts, like that's going to do anything. Passenger seat, useless. Stage 2 supercharger, definitely going to use that. Rear seats, useless. A brown interior, well, I guess the worst one would be red, because it's so bright, so I guess it's technically useless if you're trying to pay attention to the road, because it's more eye-catching, so we'll consider that useless. Horn, useless. Tires, you don't need tires. We'll just go with the smallest options, how about that? Actually, if we want to make it truly useless, we could go over what we need with the tires. Here we go. Ooh, I have an even better option. Square wheels. If I can find them here, right there. Square wheels in the rear. Perfect. We definitely don't want to be able to use this thing. You know, at this angle, it kind of looks like a Crown Vic. Now, for the exhaust, we'll go with empty, and maybe even do a stack. Yeah, there we go. Now, I know what you might be wondering here. How could a exhaust stack be useless? Well, for two reasons. Number one, when you're driving, clearly you're not going to be able to see straight because you have an exhaust shooting flames out of it right in front of you. And number two, it's really loud. So the point of having an exhaust at all, well, I guess in a modern day society, is to be quieter with your muffler and so on, but this is straight piped, so kind of useless, at least for being quiet anyway. Suspension, you don't need that, and you don't need that in the rear either. Oh, great, we just, well, I guess we made it technically more useless. Thought it was very fitting to get rid of all the doors. Hood, trunk, fenders, driver's seat. Alright, so here's what I've come up with. Basically, we created the most useless car. There's no seats, so you can't really drive it. There's no tires or axles, so you can't really drive it. There's no doors, there's no trunk or hood, so you can't really protect it from the elements. But hey, we did keep the bumper, but it's useless because you can't drive it. So let's begin the first test. Drivability. Yeah, not happening. Alright, let's begin the second test. Comfortability. Oh yes, very comfortable. Not really, there's nothing we can sit on. Well, this thing is pretty useless, so there's only one thing left to do. You'll see here in just a second. Yeah. Well, now it's super useless. Alright, well, I guess I'll let you guys rate this thing down in the comment on the uselessness. And if you liked the video, make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye. Don't worry, I know there's some of you who probably wanted to see the car with square wheels. We'll go ahead and try that. Well, it's as useless as I thought it was, and for some reason the rear don't want to go. Oh, look at that, that's cool. Frame rate actually is slower, I think, than the tires are spinning. However, once you hit speed, it actually does work. Cool! Let's see how it does on the ramp here. Well, as you would expect. Oh, they locked up, hold on. See what happens when they smack the ground? And we lost one. Alright, well, that's it for the testing. Yeah, look, the tire actually works.